morning, friends and neighbors. Tom Fretz, Virginia Picker over here in Southampton County, Virginia. It is Saturday, May the 10th, 2025. It's a beautiful spring morning. It was actually in the 80s yesterday, but this morning, right now, it's 54 degrees. So I am heading back over to an old house that I had permission to be in before and salvaged a little bit over there. I spoke with the gentleman who is a friend of the family who owns the property, and he gave me permission to go back over there today. It's a house that we had looked at in a previous video, so I'm headed back over there to see if there's any interesting, I know there are a few interesting things left in the house that he has given me permission to take with me. So should be fun, and it's a nice cool morning, probably one of the last cool mornings of this spring, so I'm going to take advantage of that. The farmers have just started getting out in the fields and doing whatever it is they do first. I'm not sure what the terminology is, but it sure looks nice. Neat old church building over there, very unique. There's a stand of pine timber that has been thinned out so that the remaining trees can grow larger and healthier. Very common in this area. Little old building used to be a general store, probably a gas station as well. This is the old Johnson's Mill. I think they still actually make product here. And this is the mill pond. Beautiful little area right here. So we've been to this property before, been inside the house. You can't even see the house now from the growth and vegetation that's grown up since 2 or 3 months ago when I was here. So you can just barely see part of the house back in there. I think it's a little more accessible from the other side. They've got it planted. Have a beautiful cool breeze this morning. This is where I went into the house last time I was here. You can see how much growth we have had in the last few months. Can almost not even see the house. Looks like poison ivy galore. But let's see what happens. Remember, these are the chimney brick from the chimney that fell away from that opening right there. Let's see if I can get in here without major incident. It's the back side of the mantle. You may remember this house now. Much darker in here with all the new leaves on the trees, etc. Beautiful sunny day outside, but pretty dark in here. So what I remember is a steel bed upstairs, which is the main reason I wanted to swing back over here. And I'm just trying to remember what else is here. Those doors are a possibility. Oh, and some of you will remember the doll baby, the creepy doll. I've been told I should take this clothing. I'm not sure I'm real excited about that. So let's see if we can find that steel bed. Yeah, there's the steel bed. I don't see anything in here. That's interesting. There's an old headboard. There's a bed. Looks like headboard and footboard, and it's gone. So we got the steel bed here. There's an old light. It's right at that 55 degrees or so where bees become active. This is where, if you remember, this is where the honeybees were. And they are not currently buzzing. Right there in that wall is where they were nesting. Matter of fact, there they are. But it's just on the edge of the temperature where they begin to fly. So they'll probably be popping off of there shortly. Yep, there goes one. Don't see much here that would be salvageable. I hear one honeybee. There he is. So I think maybe I will take this bed frame and that old light, and that might do it. caster's on. That is gone. Frame is there, but the wheel's gone. What I have done with these rusty steel things before is just sand them down and put a clear coat on those, and it, oh, there's the bed rails. Didn't even see those. And it gives it a kind of a matte finish bronzed look, which looks pretty cool to me. That's a head banger. It's about less than 5 feet off of the steps. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, there's another thing here. Some of you might remember. Somebody said it was a Cabbage Patch doll. Yep, there he is. So maybe I'll try to grab that guy. Rescued. I still don't hear the honeybees flying. I think they will be shortly. Well, there's my takeaway for today. I think that's probably going to be it. The bed frame, Cabbage Patch doll, a little light. And the bed rails. Let's see how tall this is. I'd say it's about 6'6". That'd be 78 inches. I think that's basically a full bed size. I don't know if it's just psychological from knowing there's poison ivy back there, but I'm already feeling a little itchy. Hopefully it's just psychological. This is an old well and watering trough, and it's all that is left from a property that used to be a house right here and a general store right here on the corner. And I had permission to salvage the old store. It was the R.W. White General Store. I have the sign at home. And that was the place for folks to water their horses when they came by the store. And the house sat right here. My son and his wife were contemplating purchasing the house, so we were able to do a walkthrough, but never were able to close because they didn't have clear title. Since they could never get clear title to the house, they tore it down and I was not able to salvage there. And this is currently all that's left. Here's a beautiful old house. Still standing, but barely. Got some nice outbuildings. I had permission to salvage in this house several years ago. Got a lot of interesting things out of there. There was a front porch with a second floor balcony. Probably was one of the most beautiful houses I have seen. You can see a set of steps there right in the front, concrete steps that had fence coming up to it from both sides. And I have been told that the purpose for those steps was you brought your horse over to the steps. You could walk up the steps and mount your horse from the top of the steps. But there is a concrete base all the way around those buildings that held cedar posts for a fence. And the steps to the house were also concrete. Just a really interesting old building. I have not been in the barns. I was asked not to go in the barns. I have peeked in the doors and there's some cool stuff in there. But just think how beautiful that would have been, oh, at least 100 years ago, probably 150. All hand-hewn beams in there, many of which I have at the house. There's a big old fella. Big old boy. I found this quite by accident several years ago. Never knew this was here. Probably 4 miles from my house, but it's back in the woods off of the road. And the road is not well traveled to start with, but I thought this is very interesting. Very peaceful place. And not far from that marker is this little cemetery. And when I first found both of these areas, I was riding my bicycle and just decided to take a dirt path back into the woods. And this cemetery is very old. I will try to show you some of the older tombstones here, just because they're so old. Toward the back over there is where the older ones are. Looks like someone has come in recently and brushed all of the leaves away. Somebody's taking some care of this place. Let's take a look at this one. This looks old. You can see this was handwritten and decorated. D.E. Ricks, born February 17th, 1878, died February 1915, it looks like. And then it has some other inscription there, which I can't make out. Little decorations there on the top. Let's see here. Minnie Ricks, age 40, died March 25th, 1927. Let's see what this one says. See if we can make that out. I think it's a Turner. That looks like 1825. Died, I think that says 1907. And then there's some other inscription here. These are just hand-cast concrete stones. Okay, folks, thanks for watching the sunny Saturday Southampton salvage ride. It was a little bit of salvage, a lot of sun. It's a beautiful Saturday in Southampton County. Thanks for coming back to watch. Hope to see you again soon. Take care and enjoy the journey.